sky was already dark by the time you arrived. A slate-grey dusk, thick with low clouds and heavy mist, stretching out over the endless forest. Tall pines swayed gently in the wind, their needles whispering ancient secrets as they leaned toward one another in slow conversation. Far in the distance, thunder rolled, soft and distant, like a drumbeat from another world. And just beyond the winding trail, nestled between the old trees and moss-covered stones, the little cabin waited for you. You stepped through the clearing, your boots sinking slightly into the damp earth. Rain begins to fall, gently at first, a quiet tapping against the leaves, as though the sky is sighing. You pull your coat closer, and for a moment, you pause to breathe in the air. Clean, cool, earthy. The kind of air that only comes just before a summer storm. The door of the cabin creaks as it opens. Inside, it's warm and dim, lit by the golden flicker of a fire already dancing in the hearth. The scent of pinewood smoke curls in the air, mingling with the faint sweetness of dried herbs hanging from the beams. Lavender, rosemary, chamomile. The thunder murmurs again, just a little closer. You step inside and close the door behind you, sealing out the world and letting silence take you in. The room is small but welcoming. A thick woven rug lies beneath your feet, its soft fibers warming your toes. There's a plush armchair beside the fireplace, draped in a hand-knit blanket that smells faintly of cedar and old books. A steaming cup of tea rests on the table, waiting, as though someone had prepared it just for you. And maybe they had. You wrap the blanket around your shoulders and settle into the chair, sinking into its deep cushion. The warmth of the fire seeps through your bones, loosening the tension you hadn't realized you were carrying. Your breath slows, the rain deepens. Outside, the wind sighs through the forest canopy, and the thunder answers with a long, rumbling growl. This is a safe place. This is a quiet place. Here, there is no hurry, no noise, only the steady rhythm of the storm and the hush of your own breathing. You close your eyes for a moment, listening. The patter of rain against the windows, the soft pop and crackle of the fire, the distant call of an owl echoing through the woods. It's as if the whole world has slowed just for you, as if time itself has paused to cradle you in its hands and whisper, "Rest now. You are home." Your fingers curl around the warm mug of tea, and you take a slow sip. It tastes of honey and lemon balm, smooth and soothing as it travels down your throat. A gentle warmth spreads through your chest and into your belly, radiating outward like the glow of the hearth. Outside, a flash of lightning paints the trees in pale silver for just a second. And then the thunder speaks again, this time closer, deeper, echoing off the mountains and into the marrow of the night. But there is no fear here, no worry, only wonder. You find yourself sinking deeper into the chair, your body heavier, your breath quieter. The room hums with a peaceful energy, soft and sacred, as if the very walls remember every quiet night that has ever passed within them. Above you, the rafters creak gently, shifting with the wind. You imagine the rain soaking the roof, running in little rivulets down the edges. The forest outside sways and breathes. And the cabin, your cabin, remains still and steady, like a lighthouse in the storm. You reach for a nearby book, its leather cover worn, the pages delicate and well-loved. It opens easily in your hands, the pages fall into a quiet story, already waiting to be read. You begin to follow the words. but your eyelids grow heavier with each line. The warmth, the tea, the rain, the quiet, they all conspire to lull you deeper, to soften the edge between waking and dreaming. And in that soft place, between the turning of the page and the pull of sleep, you begin to drift, not away, but inward, to the quiet corners of your own mind, where imagination grows like ivy, where stories unfold in gentle spirals, where the rain is always kind and the fire never dies. Tonight, the storm will sing you to sleep, and the cabin will hold you gently, like a lullaby made of wood and stone. You are safe, you are warm, you are already beginning to dream. The room is still now. Only the gentle ticking of time in the background, folded into the hush of rain as it slides down the glass. Outside, the storm deepens with a kind of quiet majesty, not violent, not sudden, but ancient and thoughtful, as though the sky itself is telling a story to the earth below. You lift your gaze from the pages and glance toward the window. The glass is fogged slightly from the warmth inside, and beyond it, the trees sway in slow motion, their dark silhouettes made ghost-like by the mist. For a while, you simply watch. There is something mesmerizing about rain. How it moves in waves, how it lulls, how it seems to erase all boundaries. Sound and silence blend into one, like breath, in and out, again and again. You close the book and set it gently on the table. The leather creaks as it settles, and in the firelight, it seems to glow faintly, a quiet ember of another world, waiting for your return. But for now, you are here, in this room, in this moment, held. The wind shifts slightly, rattling the windows just enough to remind you of the wildness beyond the walls. Yet even that wildness feels softened somehow, as if the storm is keeping its distance out of respect, guarding the edges of your peace. You stand slowly, the blanket still wrapped around you, and walk over to the window. The wood beneath your feet is warm and familiar, each step like a return to something forgotten but treasured. When you reach the glass, you press your hand lightly against it, cool to the touch. The kind of cool that invites rather than repels, like the freshness of clean sheets or the kiss of night air before sleep. The lightning dances again in the distance, illuminating the branches in silver threads. You can almost see them breathing, almost hear the trees dreaming. And you wonder, just briefly, how many storms they have known, how many nights like this they have whispered through, how many souls like yours have found solace beneath their shelter. Your reflection stares back at you, softened, blurred, a dreamy version of yourself, suspended in candlelight. You notice how relaxed your face has become, how still your eyes look now, and something inside you unwinds, as if a tight knot has finally loosened without needing words. You turn away from the window and glance at the room again. there's a small wooden staircase near the far wall, half hidden by a curtain of hanging ivy and woven charms. Its steps curl upward in a gentle spiral, leading to a loft that seems to shimmer slightly in the firelight. Drawn by quiet curiosity, you begin to ascend, slowly, your hand gliding along the smooth wooden railing. Each step creaks softly beneath your feet, not in protest, but like a lullaby, the house welcoming your movement, responding with warmth. At the top, the loft opens into a nest of soft textures and shadows. A large bed rests beneath a sloped ceiling, pillows piled high, blankets thick and inviting. A window above the headboard framing a slice of night sky. You lie down without thinking, your body guided by instinct more than intention. And as you settle into the softness, the thunder murmurs again. Low, rolling, gentle, like a voice calling you inward. The roof above sings a quiet rhythm, raindrops in endless sequence, a hypnotic melody that dances between thought and dream. You pull the covers up to your chin and let your head sink into the pillows. The mattress cradles you perfectly, as though it remembers your shape from long ago. For a moment, you simply breathe. In, outside. And with each breath, the world grows quieter. Not in absence, but in intimacy. As if the storm, the fire, the wood, and the rain have become part of you now. Or perhaps you have become part of them. You let your mind drift, not searching, not holding, just drifting. Like a leaf floating on the surface of a still lake. Memories begin to rise, not sharp or loud, but soft like fog. Moments, impressions, the scent of pine, the hush of snowfall, a song someone once sang to you when you were small, the feel of your own heartbeat in a quiet room. None of it needs to be understood. None of it needs to be named. Just felt, just allowed. The thunder rumbles again, this time like a deep purr, and it feels like it's coming from within you now. A resonance, a grounding. Outside, the storm continues its patient work, washing the world, blessing the trees, pressing gently against the windows like a lullaby in motion. And inside, the cabin breathes with you, a sacred rhythm, a whispered truth, a homecoming that lives in your bones. Sleep begins to unfurl around you like a great soft tide. Not all at once, but gently, gradually, each wave carrying you farther from thought, closer to the dream beneath the dream. You are no longer just in the cabin. The cabin is in you. Its warmth, its silence, its story. And as your breathing deepens and your body grows still, you drift farther into that safe and endless night, where every raindrop is a whisper, where every thunder roll is a heartbeat, and where sleep, kind and ancient, welcomes you without a word. Somewhere between sleep and wakefulness, a soft glow flickers behind your closed eyes. It doesn't startle you. It feels natural, as though the night itself has gently lit a candle in your mind, inviting you further inward. You are still in the loft, still nestled in the cocoon of pillows and thick blankets. The thunder continues to hum like an ancient lullaby, and the rain never stops its gentle drumming, a rhythm as steady as your own breath. But there's a shift now, a quiet invitation, something calling you from just beyond the veil of rest. Not urgent, not loud, just present. You imagine yourself rising, not your body, but something lighter, A quieter version of you. Not dreaming, not quite awake, just drifting down the staircase once more, as easily as air moving through a room. The cabin welcomes your presence like a memory returning home. The fire downstairs has dimmed to amber coals, casting long, slow shadows across the wooden floor. Everything is as it was, and yet it all seems more vivid somehow, more still, more sacred. Your attention is drawn to a corner you hadn't noticed before. A small wooden door, barely waist high, tucked beneath the staircase. Its surface is carved with tiny stars and winding vines, so delicately etched they seem to shimmer in the low light. You kneel before it, not questioning, not analyzing, only feeling the quiet pull of curiosity. The handle is smooth and round, cool beneath your fingers, and when you turn it, the door opens with a whisper, revealing a narrow tunnel, low and round, lined with weathered planks and soft moss. Inside, hanging from a curved hook, a single lantern glows, soft, golden, and steady, and though it's been waiting for you for a long, long time. You reach for it, fingers brushing the handle, and in that moment, something shifts again. The tunnel widens just enough, and the walls around you breathe with the scent of wet earth and old cedar. The space isn't cold, but cool. The kind of cool that invites you to think more slowly, to move with reverence, to listen. You step inside. The lantern's glow illuminates your path, casting gentle halos on the mossy floor. The wood beneath your feet feels alive, pulsing faintly with a rhythm that mirrors your own heartbeat. As you walk, the tunnel hums softly, not a song exactly, but a vibration, a language without words, like the sound of the world when it's finally still. The path bends and turns, not sharply, but like a river, winding through memory and sensation. You begin to notice things tucked into the walls, tiny alcoves holding feathers, dried flowers, smooth stones, small carved animals with polished eyes. Each one seems to pulse faintly as you pass, acknowledging your presence with quiet warmth. This place is not unfamiliar. It feels like a dream you once had, or maybe a place you visited as a child before you had words for such things. Eventually, the tunnel opens into a round chamber. The ceiling rises slightly, revealing a skylight framed in ivy and star-shaped leaves. And through it, the night sky spills in, clouds drifting slowly across the heavens, moonlight woven with flashes of distant lightning. You sit on a cushion in the center of the space, the lantern resting beside you on the floor. Here, everything is silence and pulse. Everything is slow. Everything is whole. And as you sit, you notice the storm above growing quieter in your ears. Not because it has faded, but because you are becoming part of it. You feel the rain not just as sound, but as presence. Every drop, a gentle hand on the skin of the earth. Every flash of light, a heartbeat of the sky. The thunder rolls again, a deep, resonant tone that echoes through your chest like a remembered song. You close your eyes, and in that darkness, you see the forest from above, trees like rivers of green and silver, their branches reaching out like arms, cradling the storm, cradling you. Somewhere beneath those trees, the cabin glows, a tiny light in the vast night, a single ember of peace in the wild unknown. And you realize you are not alone. You never were. This moment, this space, this storm, they are all part of a vast breathing tapestry. And you are woven into it with care. You let the thought drift away like smoke, unneeded now. Because there is no longer anything to solve, no puzzle to understand. Only this, only presence, only softness, only the lantern's quiet glow and the deep, ancient hush of the storm beyond. The chamber begins to dim, not with darkness, but with peace. Like dusk settling into a soul. Like sleep, arriving not as a visitor, but as a friend. You lie down on the mossy floor, pillows and blankets forming beneath you as if grown from the earth itself. And as you close your eyes again, truly this time, the rain sings above you, and the dream within the dream begins to unfold. Not hurried, not loud, but gentle, infinite. Yours. The dream within the dream unfolds slowly, like mist rolling through trees, like a memory unspooling behind closed eyes, soft and effortless. You are not walking now, not floating. You are simply being held by the moss, by the curve of the earth beneath you, by the night sky that shimmers gently above. The sound of the storm is different here. It no longer falls around you. It rises through you. The rhythm of rain, once an external lullaby, has become your own quiet song. There are no walls in this place, no boundaries between you and the world. The forest, the air, the thunder, they are all part of your breath now, woven into your very stillness. And in that stillness, something ancient stirs. It's not a voice exactly, more like a knowing, subtle, familiar, like the warmth of sun on your skin through a window in childhood. A feeling you don't need to chase. It reminds you that you've been here before. Not in body, perhaps, but in soul. In the quiet spaces between waking thoughts, in dreams that never needed language, you've touched this peace. You've tasted this calm. And now, you've returned. The lantern beside you flickers once, then steadies. Its glow softens, but never fades. A guardian, a promise. All around you, the chamber begins to shift, not vanishing, but gently dissolving, like starlight melting into dawn. And as the shapes dissolve, you find yourself once again walking, but not with your feet, as if the forest is moving with you, carrying you gently on a current of thought and breath. You're rising through the tunnel again, though there's no effort, no weight, only ease. The walls breathe you upward, past the feathers and stones, the soft moss and carved animals. Each one offers a silent farewell, not of parting, but of completion. You reach the small wooden door once more, the carvings glowing faintly beneath your touch. You open it, and the cabin greets you like an old friend. The fire has faded to ash, but the room is still warm, still waiting, still home. You walk towards the stairs again, slowly now, like water flowing back to the sea. Each step is soft beneath you. The air hums with quiet contentment, and the loft above welcomes you like a lullaby. You return to the bed. It folds around you as though it never let go. And as you settle in, your head sinking into the pillow, the rain outside begins to soften, like a curtain drawing closed. A final whisper of thunder hums in the distance. A closing note. A quiet bow. And the night wraps around you, full of all that you've touched, the moss and the lantern, the chamber and the sky, the story and the stillness. There is no edge to this place now, no ceiling, no floor, no separation between you and the rhythm of all things, only the hush of being. The rain has become your breath, the thunder, your pulse, and the gentle darkness around you is not empty, it is full of silence, full of peace. You lie still, not because you must, but because stillness has become its own kind of movement, a language more ancient than words, a song that only the soul remembers. The cabin no longer holds you. You hold the cabin. Its walls are stitched into the fabric of your sleep. Its roof, the shelter of your mind. The hearth, the steady warmth within your heart. Time slows here. Even thought has forgotten its name. And just beyond the last veil of awareness, you sense the forest watching. Not with eyes, but with presence, with care. The trees sway like guardians in the dark, their branches rising and falling with your breath. Above them, the sky opens like a great ocean. Clouds drift like whales in the deep, carrying whispers of distant places. You float beneath them, beneath everything, wrapped in layers of quiet, tucked beneath a dream spun of velvet and rain. And in that deep, soundless sea, a new sensation begins to rise. Not a thought, not a memory, but something gentler. A flicker of joy. Soft, small, sacred. You don't need to reach for it. It comes to you, like light moving through water, like warmth through a blanket. It passes through you slowly, leaving no trace but comfort. Ease, release. You are dreaming now, but not of anything. Not of stories or places, only of peace itself. The color of moonlight on wood, the scent of rain on stone, the sound of thunder turning to silence. There are no doors here, because nothing is shut. No locks, because nothing needs guarding. No questions, because there is no need for answers. Only softness, only drifting. You float through that softness, wrapped in the hush of the cabin, drifting through the space between heartbeat and dream. And then you begin to fade, not disappear, but blend. Blend into the silence, into the night, into the storm. Your name no longer matters. Even time has let go of its hands. You are part of the stillness now, woven into the hush of falling rain, curled into the echo of the thunder's last sigh. And from that place, beyond knowing, beyond thought, you feel something gentle settle over you, like a final blanket, a kind of benediction, a final gift from the cabin, from the forest, from the storm. Rest. Not sleep born of exhaustion, but sleep born of wholeness. A return, not an escape, a falling inward, toward the center of all things. You are whole, you are safe, you are loved. And the cabin is still there, in the quiet clearing beneath the trees, beneath the rain. Its light never truly goes out. It lives in you now, always glowing, always warm, always home. The thunder fades to a whisper, the rain softens to a hush, and you drift into the deepest sleep of all, the kind that heals, the kind that remembers, the kind that dreams you forward. Good night. Sleep deeply. You are home. Sleep has taken you far now, not far in distance, but far in depth. And yet something stirs beneath the calm. Not an awakening, but a continuation. A next unfolding. You find yourself walking again, barefoot now, though your feet do not feel the ground. The forest has receded behind you, and the air has changed. It's lighter here, open, wider than before. Before you stretches a quiet field, surrounded by low hills and sheltering trees. The rain still falls, but gently, as if the clouds have learned to weep without sorrow. Each blade of grass shimmers with silver. Each wildflower sways as if listening. The earth glows, not with light, but with presence. You do not remember arriving, and yet you feel as though you've always known this place. A meadow hidden between dream layers, kept sacred by stillness and storm. You walk forward slowly. There is no urgency, only the hush of wind moving low to the ground, and the soft hush of water on leaf and petal. At the center of the field sits a single, smooth stone, flat, wide, moss-covered, ancient. You sit there, as if guided. No thought precedes the movement, only instinct, only trust. And when you sit, the land settles with you. The air stills. Even the rain seems to pause just long enough to listen. Your breath deepens. So does your silence. You look up, and the sky reveals itself. A patchwork of moonlit clouds and glimmering stars, as if the storm has opened a curtain just for you to see beyond it. And beyond is everything. A wide, endless dark, full of quiet fire. The stars do not twinkle here. They hum, each one a note in a song too vast to be heard, but deeply felt. You sit beneath that cosmic ceiling and realize the truth. You are not separate, not small, not lost. You are part of the pattern, a thread in the weave, a breath in the storm, a pause in the song. And as you breathe again, you notice movement at the edge of the field. A figure. Not frightening, not unfamiliar, just quiet. They are cloaked in something like wind, something like bark, something like memory. You don't rise. There's no need. They sit beside you and together you watch the sky. No words pass between you. None are needed. But something is shared, a knowing. That storms are not to be feared. That stillness does not mean absence. That sleep is not escape, but return. The figure eventually stands. Their presence remains, even as they walk back into the trees, as soft as mist. And still you sit. Not because you must, but because you want to remember this. This perfect stillness that lives beneath all motion. This quiet that is never truly gone. This peace that asks for nothing. Eventually, you lie back in the field. The moss is soft, the stone is warm, and the sky leans close, as if to wrap you in constellations. Your eyes drift closed again, not from weariness, but from fullness. The earth beneath you pulses with a heartbeat not unlike your own. Steady, present, alive. The rain returns, this time softer than before, like the brushing of wings, like a lullaby only the land remembers. It coats your skin in comfort. It gathers in your hair like blessings. It soaks into the moss and the sky and the quiet. You do not move. You do not need to. You have become the field now. The stone, the star-watched silence. There is no cabin, no tunnel, no lantern, only breath, only dream. And in the deepest place of yourself, a place you cannot name, you feel something shift, a letting go so complete that even the act of letting go disappears. No effort, no resistance, only rest. A wind moves across the field one last time. It does not disturb. It carries you inward, carries you home. And long after the field fades into darkness, long after thought gives way to silence, your breath continues, slow and deep, anchored in earth, suspended in sky, cradled by rain. You are not dreaming now. You are being dreamed, and the dream will keep you until the morning comes, and even then, its echo will remain, a quiet hum in your chest, reminding you. You are part of something vast, and the storm is not the end, but the beginning of your most peaceful sleep. Somewhere beyond thought, you remain. Not as a name, not as a shape, but as a presence, light as mist, deep as soil, quiet as the space between heartbeats. The field is no longer around you. You do not see it, yet it is still there, as is the sky, as is the storm. But their borders have softened, folding into the space within. There is no sense of movement, and yet things are shifting. You are not floating, not falling, but becoming something quieter. The dream has changed again, not with suddenness, but like the slow turning of a page written in ink made from rain. You find yourself in a new space now, vast, open, and dim with serenity. A room perhaps, or a memory shaped into form. The air is cool and still. The ceiling is high, unseen, and the floor beneath you glows faintly, as though lit from below by moonlight hidden in stone. You are not alone here. Shapes drift gently at the edges of your awareness. Not people, not creatures, but essences. Wisps of light and warmth. The memory of a lullaby. The gentleness of being loved, long ago and still. They do not speak, but they surround you with silence that says, you are safe, you are finished. There is nowhere else to go. A low, distant rumble rolled through this space. Not thunder anymore, but the echo of the world breathing. The storm is still with you, but it no longer falls from above. It lives inside this space now, like a song slowed down to its barest notes. Each drop, a heartbeat. Each roll, a sigh. You rest in the center of it all, not watching, not waiting, simply resting. And from that rest, images begin to rise, not as dreams but as soft impressions, ripples on a pond that hasn't been disturbed in ages. You see the cabin again, not its walls or its windows, but the feeling of it, the memory of warmth, of firelight dancing across old wood, of tea cooling on a table beside you. You see the path leading to it, the trail that curved through the forest, lit by the hush of twilight. You remember walking it, not with your body, but with your soul, as if your footsteps had been written into the earth long before you arrived. And you remember how the door creaked open for you, not as a stranger, but as someone who belonged. Now, all those memories rise like incense, curling, softening, melting into the stillness around you. There is no need to hold them. They are already part of you. You begin to understand that this dream was never a journey outward. It was always inward, down, down, into the deepest chamber of rest, a place older than memory, a place your soul remembers even if your mind does not. Here, there is no distinction between the dreamer and the dreamed. You are the rain. You are the field. You are the hush of leaves in a midnight forest. You are the thunder that does not frighten, but steadies, anchors, reminds. You are the cabin itself. Walls of calm, windows of trust, a roof that holds the storm without letting it in. And deeper still, beneath all these forms and images, you are simply breath, slow, software unbroken. You do not need to know where you are. You are here. That is enough. You do not need to see. You do not need to rise. You are already safe, already whole, already still. The room around you, or perhaps the dream of a room, grows dimmer, not darker, softer. It's not closing. It's folding in, like petals at nightfall, protecting what sleeps inside. And you sleep now. Not drifting, not moving, just sleeping. Fully, finally. The last whispers of rain fade to silence. Not because the storm is gone, but because you have entered the place beyond storms, where nothing is needed, nothing is missing, and nothing asks anything of you. The breath that leaves you returns again, full and round. You are not aware of it. Not now. And you do not need to be. For you are wrapped in a slowness so complete, a softness so deep, that even time forgets to pass. Here, there is no end, no arrival, no waking, only sleep, only quiet, only the great endless hush where dreams are born. And you are their first spark. You are home. And you will sleep. Long after these words fade, long after memory ceases, you will sleep because you are meant to. Because the world holds you and always will. Even now, long after the world has faded, you remain. Not as a thought, not as a voice, but as stillness itself, woven into the hush that lingers after the rain has gone. You have become the quiet, and in that quiet, everything rests. Far beneath the surface of your awareness, something ancient breathes. Not a presence outside you, but a rhythm within, as old as thunder, as soft as dusk. It is the same breath that once rustled the leaves outside your cabin window, the same breath that stirred the flames in the hearth, that guided the raindrops to tap gently against the glass, like fingers playing a lullaby on the skin of the night. Now it plays within you, and every part of you listens. There is no dream to follow now, no path to trace, just the sensation of being carried, as if the world itself has become a great ocean, and you, a leaf resting on its surface. You drift without movement. You dream without thought. The storm, long dissolved, now hums through you like memory, not sharp or vivid, but tender. In this deep inner silence, images still arrive. They do not ask to be noticed. They arrive like birds that land on a branch, content to exist only for a breath. You see a wooden table, old and familiar, with rings from tea mugs and scratches from stories told. You see candlelight, wavering gently on a rainy evening, casting halos on the walls. You feel again the weight of the blanket around your shoulders, the soft hush of the fire, the smell of chamomile and pine. But it's not the cabin that returns to you. It's the feeling of it. That sacred hush. That sense of shelter not just from weather, but from the world. And you know now. You carry that shelter within you. The walls were never just wood. They were made of breath and stillness and love. A kind of love that doesn't reach toward you. It simply surrounds. The kind of love that does not wake you to remind you it's there, but watches you sleep without needing to be seen. In this space beyond dreams, you rest not as a visitor, but as something returned. A piece of sky finding its way back into the stars. Time has no passage here. There is no before or after, only the soft now. Like a candle that doesn't flicker because there is no wind, no sound, no reason to move. And yet, something still listens. It is not your ears that hear, but your being. The whole of you tuned like a string to the frequency of peace. You hear a sound not far away, the soft patter of droplets on leaves. It is not the storm returning. It is the memory of rain, echoing gently through the chambers of sleep. Each drop a reassurance, each rhythm a cradle. You feel yourself relax further, even though you thought you had let go completely. There is always a little more to release, a little more to surrender. And so you do, easily, willingly. Your breath deepens, your body grows heavier, not with burden, but with peace. You are not falling asleep, you are becoming sleep. A thought drifts through you, gentle as wind through long grass. This is what rest was always meant to be. Not an interruption of life, but a return to its center. You are held here as the earth holds roots in the dark, as the sea holds secrets in its depths, as the night holds stars without asking them to shine. Somewhere, very far from here, a window still glows with candlelight. A cabin still stands between the trees and the rain. But it is no longer just a place. It is a part of you now. A quiet chamber inside your chest where storms are welcome because nothing within can be shaken. And so you sleep. Not in cycles, not in stages, but in stillness that runs deeper than any dream. The world may turn, the clouds may gather, but none of it touches this place. You are home, you are whole, you are forgotten by time and remembered by everything that matters. And if the thunder should ever return, let it be a whisper. Let it be a voice you recognize as your own. Let it remind you not to wake, but to dream deeper. Deeper still, where even your breath becomes a lullaby, where even silence has a heartbeat, where even rest knows your name, and it will call you, Not to rise, not to stir, but to sleep more truly than ever before. Sleep, soft as rain. Sleep, deep as thunder. Sleep, the way the forest sleeps beneath the stars. Sleep holds you now, not gently, but completely. Like roots hold soil, like gravity cradles stars. And in this depth, you begin to sense something beneath the silence. A warmth, not from fire, but from within. Not heat, but radiance. Not light, but comfort. It pulses slowly, deep in the center of your being, as steady as breath, as constant as rain on a distant roof. And then, without movement, you're somewhere else. The cabin has returned, but not as it was. It is no longer built of timber and stone. It is woven now from memory, from presence, from peace. The walls glow faintly, not with firelight, but with something softer. A knowing. You are inside, and yet it feels more like being held than being housed. You sit before the hearth, but the flames are not made of wood. They rise in delicate ribbons of silver and blue, whispering like wind, singing in a language too ancient for words. Still, you understand. They are telling you that rest is sacred, that the world does not ask you to do, but to be. They are reminding you that this cabin is not a place. It is a part of your soul where nothing is broken and nothing is asked of you. Outside you hear the low murmur of distant thunder, not threatening, but ceremonial. A gentle reminder of the storm that once surrounded you, now part of your breath. The sound rolls across the landscape like the voice of the earth remembering your name. Rain begins again, a light, steady rhythm tapping softly at the window panes. It is not meant to stir you, only to soothe, to remind you that even in darkness, there is music. The thunder follows low and slow, echoing through the hills like a drumbeat played for no one but you. You remain curled in your chair by the hearth, wrapped not in blankets, but in stillness. There is no clock here, no ticking, no passage of time, only the sound of the storm and the soft hum of the firelight and your own heartbeat. Slower now, as if it too were falling asleep. Somewhere in the corner, a rocking chair moves just slightly, as though remembering the rhythm of someone long gone, or perhaps still here, invisible, but never absent. You do not look. You do not need to. The cabin breathes for you. The storm watches for you. The world waits for nothing. You lean back. The chair beneath you gives in completely, as though it too has chosen to rest. Your eyes are already closed, but your inner vision opens, revealing soft skies above the roof, the moon hidden behind curtains of cloud, watching, patient, silent. The field, the forest, the path you walked to get here, all of it still exists. But you are no longer walking, no longer seeking. You are now what you once followed. The feeling, the hush, the shelter. You are the cabin in the storm. And in this realization, something deep within releases. A sigh. A weight you didn't know you were carrying falls gently to the floor, like a coat shrugged from tired shoulders. No sound, no effort, just peace. feel your body resting now, heavy and light all at once, sinking, floating. There is nothing to do, nothing more to remember, nothing to solve or hold or chase, only this moment, only this deep, open space where every breath leads you further in and every sound fades into quiet understanding. You feel your heartbeat slowing, your limbs softening, your thoughts dissolving like ink in water. And then, stillness. True stillness. Like the quiet at the center of a bell long after it rings. Like the hush of a forest after the last raindrop falls. Like the peace you carry when you no longer need to try. You are here. You are whole. You are held. And the cabin, the storm, the dream, they are all still with you. Not as memories, but as parts of you now. Software gentle, forever. And as the last trace of thought slips away and your breath moves deeper into sleep, you drift fully into the vast velvet dark, wrapped in the silence of thunder clouds, cradled in the arms of a forest that remembers your name, and dreaming without end. Welcome home.